position, Lord's the best physician. He's saying my position, only you can cure me.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
Not since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has the screen delivered terror like Axe. In 1971, they rampaged throughout the South. They played a game of William Tell, a killing spree that ended here, where they met Lisa and took what they wanted. Axe, the sharp edge of suspense slams hard into fear, and fear becomes terror.
That's more like it, baby.
Pretty Lisa took an axe, gave her captor 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave his partner 41. Axe will slash out and shock you beyond anything before. Axe.
It could happen for real. Yeah. In fact, we're just going to go with that it did happen, and what you're watching tonight is a documentary.
Not since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has it happened quite like this.
Oh, it's so gruesome. Like at least 3 things happen in it.
Yeah. We're ready for all 3 for little Lisa without the cult jam.
We're not really saying that that's a bad thing either, that only 3 things happen, because this movie is all about the vibe. This first movie that we're doing, Axe.
If you heard us on the Making Tarantino show this week, we had a long rant about movies that we love where absolutely nothing happens and why they're perfect. Because they are. It's just like we're looking, as Bill just said, we're looking for the vibe. So hopefully you'll enjoy this vibe tonight that you'll get from both movies, where maybe not there's a lot of sitting around in living rooms and hanging out and talking. You know,
I'm really interested to hear what Nora thinks of this, because this is very much like The Child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not the level of The Child. Like The Child is closer to a Doris Wishman movie than Axe is, but it's just like a little bit. So I don't know, Nora. I don't know what to tell you.
I like that the Frederick Friedel, who made Axe, his goal was to make a movie by 25 because he wanted to be Orson Welles. So he did everything he could to make this. It was shot for 25 grand at a house that cost $25 to shoot in. Maybe they overpaid a little for the house.
It's about $25 to build.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a video section 1 video nasty. This isn't one of the other lists. They're kind of like, you probably wouldn't get arrested for these. This is a legit video nasty. So pretty exciting.
Nora, it's not that bad. I hope you still watch it so that, at least look at it this way. You're going to have a lot of great complaining to do if you hate it as much as the child.
Yeah. And you also see Frederick Friedel. He's Billy in the movie. He decided I could save some money and just play the morally conflicted young man in the movie. I know what he needs to be. So I may as well just play him. So kind of an auteur project, huh, Bill?
If you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is an auteurish kind of film. I don't know. I have to ask myself, are these people really auteurs, or am I just reading that into it? Is it just sort of like a style by absence of ability to do anything more than what's there on the screen? So I think it's auteurish. Definitely, it's very arty. It's more art house rather than grindhouse.
Yeah,
that's a trendy phrase.
Yeah, and Leslie Lee, who plays Lisa, this is her only movie, and I think she's awesome in this. She's like very much like a ghost in this movie, like an otherworldly presence, and I really enjoy her in this. And yeah, this was it, one and done.
Daryl's seen it and gave it 1.5 stars. Let us know in the chat if you've seen the movie. I know several of you that have, but I'm not sure about everybody. So let us know if this is going to be your first time watching Axe.
Yeah.
Tonight, which was originally released. I think you already mentioned this, Sam, as Lisa. Mm-hmm. It's a movie that was from 1974, actually. Even though a lot of places online still list it as a 1977 film, it's not. Oh, in fact, most notably, and I'm not like calling anyone out for putting the wrong year on a page or anything, but the Facebook page for Axe is Axe 1977, which they probably did because that's what everyone thought in the first place. And it's hard to search for a movie with a title like Axe. I mean, you're going to pull up a whole bunch of other shit before you'll see what you're looking for. The original title, though, was Lisa. It came out in 1974. And as we'll see when we look at the newspaper ads, it actually played a lot of dates under that title. I was shocked, Sam, with how many places.
I'm excited to see this of where else it played. So, and if you are looking for this, Severin obviously put this out along with Kidnap Coed and the other film that is a combination of Kidnap Coed and Axe, Bloody Brothers.
Bloody Brothers, yeah.
And it also has there's one version that actually has the CD of the music as well. But I have the this is the one that came out a couple years ago. There's a newer one with the CD.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
unless the other one with the CD has the same cover. I don't know.
I think that's probably the one that I saw with the different slipcover today when I was at the horror flea market. But yeah,
I put so much stuff in the archive, because I hardly ever watch something the minute I get it. And that's one I pulled out of the archive, Axe and Kidnap Coed, and I still haven't watched Bloody Brothers.
Oh, mine actually does have the soundtrack. Wow, okay. This card is really cool.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
How about that? I love that artwork.
Yeah. My heart goes bang, 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 bang. Hey, thanks to everyone for calling out the Dead or Alive song that was at the beginning of the segment. That's Misty Circles from their 1983 album, Sophisticated Boom Boom. That's a demo version of it.
Wow.
And I just realized this. It was in all my Dead or Alive Facebook groups that this is the 40th anniversary of You Spin Me Round Like a Record. Ooh. It came out in November of 1984. Wasn't really a hit until 1985, but this is officially the anniversary. And Misty Circles was the flip side of that.
If my voice sounds like crap tonight, I was at Iron Maiden all last night screaming my head off. So
I was going to ask what was wrong with you.
Yeah, it was. I really sang every song. It was great. 17 songs. Those guys are way older than me. They're in their 70s and they have a lot of energy. So it was a great show. I really enjoyed it.
Did Becca go with you?
No, Haas and I went. So it was.
Oh, that's right. You told me that you were going with Haas.
Yeah, we've seen Maiden together, I think 3 or 4 times. So that's usually my Maiden partner for shows. But yeah, it was good. We saw it at PPG downtown, which was nice. And we had good seats. We were like right to the left of the stage, like up one level off the floor. So it was a pretty good. They did not play Flash of the Blade. I wish they had, but they did play Alexander the Great, which is one of my favorite songs. And it was like a 12-minute long version of it. My favorite part of the whole show is like they played the first cymbal crash of Fear of the Dark, and I said, "Oh, Fear of the Dark," and and that's when you've listened to too much Iron Maiden.
I saw them in
yeah,
2011.
Oh man, did you love them?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
into them. I went because Noah wanted to go see it, but it was just
Yeah.
it was a great show.
Yeah.
It was it wasn't quite as Spinal Tap-ish as I thought it was going to be.
Last night's show was.
Was it good?
Yeah, they had two different Eddies. They had a cyborg one and a samurai one that came out. And at one point, Bruce Dickinson had like a laser battle fight with him, and there was like rockets going off on the stage and stuff, and it was awesome. So I love that. And they had a lot of like video screens that had like a time machine on them and old album cover art. They had it was a really intricate stage set. Nothing screwed up. We didn't get any of the Spinal Tap stuck inside the whatever that pod that Derek Smalls gets stuck in, but it was pretty great. So I can't think of how many times I've seen them. They're probably number 1 or 2 of my all-time favorite bands. Like it's like them and Black Sabbath are kind of interchangeably are my favorite bands of all time.
King
Diamond's up there too. Yeah, King Diamond, Merciful Fate are like number 3.
Fate.
Yeah, and then probably Danzig somewhere in there too. I'm the same bands I listened to when I was 16 are the same bands I listen to now. It's like very hard for a band to break into that. Like though there's a new band I've been listening to called Castle Rat, and they're fucking awesome. They sound like they're from like 1973. Of course, that's everything I like. And they dress up like barbarians, and the lead singer looks like Red Sonja, and they fight like literally a human rat on stage. Like they have like a whole like Gwar kind of stage show where they like do stuff on. So it's pretty sweet. So I really like them. But yeah, if it's really slow and detuned, like a step and a half. You heard my band. I mean, that's what we sounded like.
I've still only ever heard those 4 songs that are on that cassette, and
I have a couple others I'll send you.
I'm waiting. I do remember. I don't know what happened to it. I was tearing up my old hard drive looking for that Tales from the Crypt song.
I'll send it to you.
I know you sent it to me, and I cannot find that fucking thing anywhere. So please send that to me.
Yeah, all of our songs in Cant, that was my last band. Were all horror movie songs. We had a Halloween 3 song and a Tales from the Crypt song, which is literally everything that happens in Tales from the Crypt. And then there was one of Pit and the Pendulum. And that was, and the song about Danzig's library. That was a pretty wild song. I was like, man, if I ever meet him, I have to explain this. So, but yeah,
if you ever meet him, it's going to be like that backstage footage where that guy knocks him down.
I don't like to think about that. That is so upsetting to me, Bill. Like Danzig is my Sammy Kerr. Like when I was in high school, I was like, I was just like the kid in Trick or Treat, Ragman. I was like, and I hated it. And it was like, I just listened to my headphones in every class, and I just couldn't wait to get home and skateboard to the Misfits.
I got that same feeling where there was a viral video of this guy in a Batman costume confronting a criminal on the street that was mugging somebody. Of course, the mugger like beats the shit out of Batman.
Oh.
It really hurts the guy in the costume, and I was like, "Ooh, that's not how I thought that was going to go."
There was a guy that I went to Art Institute with that had a mental breakdown when his girlfriend broke up with him, and he dressed like Batman, and somebody shot him with like a 22, and he lived because he was trying to protect his high school from people.
That wasn't in the script.
No, you never see Batman get shot. Hey, Phil's here. Thanks, Phil, again for having us this week. If you guys get a chance, wait till the end of our show. But listen to the new Making Tarantino, because Bill and I talked about Demonoid for some of the show, and then we talked about a lot of other stuff as normal. We talked about Doris Wishman an awful lot. So
basically we took over Phil's show and talked about all sorts of crazy stuff, and Phil was very indulgent and allowed us.
We're trying to get Phil to watch more Russ Meyer movies, and he's only watched one. So we're trying to get him and now it's easier than ever before because Severin announced their first 3 this week, and the excitement is at a fever pitch in my head, at least. Hopefully in yours too. I mean, Beneath the Valley, the Ultra Vixens, come on, like,
Yeah. Well, I have to admit I'm not crazy about that movie.
oh my god, that's my favorite one. I love Ultra
know.
Vixens. Oh yeah,
I don't know. Like I like it because it's dirtier than Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
it's
Like,
not as good as Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I can fully admit that, but it's
yeah.
so nonsensical and stuff moves. There's a lot more religious stuff in it. I love it for that.
Yeah, that's good. It's more transgressive somehow than
Yeah.
his big budget, uh, big studio X-rated movie that he didn't know was going to be X-rated.
Yeah.
Which that's the craziest part is like it's a really tame Russ Meyer movie,
Yeah.
and it's X-rated, and they gave him permission to make an X-rated movie, but they didn't tell him, so he didn't go as far as he thought he could. I don't know, that's the story anyway.
That's kind of like the story of Deathbed, where he thought when that lawyer came, they were going to kick him off this set. And they were like, oh, no, they kind of hoped that they were filming porn in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite stories. Like that's going to be on an upcoming podcast.
Did they come out and ask him to make porn there?
No, they were just like, oh, you can kind of do whatever you want. Cause they had tapped into the Detroit Edison electrical lines because they couldn't get any power in the house. So just one of their grips like climbed up and put right in the lines, and they're like, oh great, we're getting arrested when this lawyer shows up. And he's like, oh, is there any pornography in the movie you're shooting? And he was like, no, it's just a horror movie. And they're like, oh, well, if you want there to be, there can. And he was like, man, like we could have stayed in that house forever. But he said definitely people could have been in that house shooting for months. Like the band that was staying there, Stormfront, like they started fixing the house up, and that's exactly what they didn't want them to do. Like they thought they were going to be a nuisance, and because the guy wanted to basically have the whole thing knocked down and ruined. And yeah, Dan Sitch, good news. Trick or Treat is out. It sold out in like 15 minutes. There were like 6,000 copies. They're all gone.
Did you get one?
I did not get one. I know.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I was too late because I was in a meeting.
Oh, I hate that. I've gotten
Yeah.
burned so many times like that. What is that bullshit anyway?
There's going to be another version, a non-slip covery version. And I know Mode Mixologist got his because he said he found a way to get one the other day. And he's like, you should get one. I'm like, I know, but yeah, I have an old DVD of it. The DVD I have of it has the worst cover. I got like a quarter from a library. I bought it from the Swickley Library, believe it or not. Who in Swickley, the richest neighborhood in Pittsburgh, is like, oh, we should really watch Trick or Treat. But I'd like to meet this person.
It's not that Swickley underbelly horror culture.
It's not Trick or Treat. It's Trick or Treat with
the heavy metal rock.
Yeah, with Gene Simmons as the nuke, the DJ that plays Songs in the Key of Death. The first time you can only hear it on his station.
Gene Simmons. I love him in Runaway.
He's great in Runaway.
I love that movie.
It's great, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, that movie needs to be re-examined because I love the scenes with the bullets like flying where you follow the bullet to their targets. That's such a cool idea.
I could never figure out why that movie wasn't a really big deal when it came out because I saw it on HBO and I was this movie's fucking great.
I watched it so many times on HBO because it's kind of cyberpunky before we knew what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it came out maybe a couple years later, it would have been maybe a little more considered. But yeah, I love the little robots that he uses. I like Gene Simmons as a bad guy. He's good in Too Young to Die too.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's a James Bond. It's James Bond's son. It's what's his name from Full House? John Stamos. He plays the son of Stavros, who's the James Bond, that character in that, and he gets killed. So his son has to figure out how to use all his stuff to fight him. And what's her name? Vanity's in it too. So you should definitely see it. Yeah, she's like the Bond girl in it. So yeah, it's pretty good. How many copies of Trick or Treats does the Swickley Library have? I'll have to ask, because one of my friends is a librarian there, so I will ask her. I'm going to say, what crappy horror do you? Not crappy. I like Trick or Treats. What horror do they have? Do you guys have there? And maybe I'll have that ready for the next show. So, though, you know what I did see today? I went to Hobby Lobby today, And they actually have a whole Godzilla section at Hobby Lobby. How crazy is that? They had like wall scrolls and like posters, and I'm like, of course, I didn't realize why everybody was looking at me, and I had on the Night Train to Terror shirt with a giant 666 on it, and I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong store in Hobby Lobby.
I love how you can be confrontational and also completely oblivious that you're being confrontational.
It happened at Sheets the other night because I got down there and I had on my possession shirt, and the lady just kept looking at me and going, and I'm like, what? And she was like, and I'm like, what? And she goes, pointed to my shirt, and I'm like, oh, you don't like Possession? And like, it's a really good movie. And she's like, you have a naked woman on your shirt. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's art. It's an art film.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to explain to her about it's really an allegory for divorce, and it's got a woman having sex with a monster. And at that point, I was like, I've dug my hole so deep. I should just.
Yeah. See, you took it further too.
Yeah, I know.
You also.
I know. This is why I got in trouble in school all the time, because I was like, I would try to explain it, and I was like, it's not that bad.
I don't think you ever got in trouble in school.
I did. There was a thing called the Core Team, and they investigated kids that were suspected of satanic activities.
Suspected?
Yeah, I know. Go figure. Who would walk around with the satanic Bible in their backpack? Me.
I'd be like, yes, I am a Satanist.
Well, they said, do you worship Satan? I said, I don't worship him, but I respect a lot of the stuff he's done, which I thought was funny, and nobody thought it was funny. They were like very upset, and they said he's been drawing
again. It's like you just kept making it worse and worse.
He's been drawing pictures of Leatherface a lot. Yeah, that's what I do. Like, I was just sitting there drawing a poster of Leatherface. Sorry,
you're like Chip Sutphin in Serial Mom, and then Mr. Stubbins tells your mom that you're doing great in school, but there's these pictures that Sam draws.
Well, they would say that, and they're like, well, his dad's the art teacher, of course he draws all the time, like, so my senior year I just hung out in the art room and just painted all the time. I had finished all my classes, like all my prerequisites, and I knew I was going to art school. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. So anyways, yeah, Becca had on a zombie hoodie too in Hobby Lobby, but she said Hobby Lobby's her religion, so she's allowed to do whatever she wants there. She bought a lot more Christmas stuff. Like, supposedly we were going there to take stuff back. Somehow there was more stuff. Christmas stuff upstairs. We'll have to do a Christmas episode upstairs again so you can see how much ridiculous. But I love it. If she's happy, I'm happy. So yeah.
Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. We've got 31 viewers, which is great. And we remind you to click like on the video, please. And possibly share. Also consider sharing. Not share. Do you believe in life after love? Share.
Half-breed share?
Not even half-breed. Not even Dark Lady share.
Becca has a like a Divas playlist on her Spotify, and there's like 8 Cher songs on it, and like it's always like the stuff like Mariah Carey and the stuff she likes. And then Cher kept coming up. I'm like, no, don't change the channel. I want to listen to Half-Breed. And she said no. And then there's a lot of the Beaches soundtrack. Like, I don't want that stuff. And Mermaids. I mean, like, I don't want Mermaids songs. Like, I don't want the Shoo Wop songs. I want the Cher. I want the good.
I want Cher. Hell on Wheels. Roller Disco Mama.
Well, it's ironically, Cher, the costume that she wore when she did the Kiss song on that one special is the same outfit that Gene Simmons wears in Never Too Young to Die, because they were dating at the time, and she gave him the costume to wear because he plays a transgender killer in it. Go figure. So yeah.
That song on Gene Simmons's solo album, Living in Sin, at the Holiday Inn? That was my favorite song on there. Remember, in the middle of the song, he gets a phone call.
Yeah.
There's this voice on the other end going like, hello, are you Gene Simmons? That's Cher on the other end of the phone. I just found that out.
I never knew that. What's your favorite of the solo records?
Gene's.
Yeah. I like New York Groove's the best song of all the songs, though, I think.
Oh, I have to disagree with you there. I fucking hate Ace Frehley's version of New York Groove. Well, because the original is so much better.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know it's a cover.
I just found out a little bit ago because I watch all those YouTube channels like did you know this song's a cover? Yeah.
I love Hello, which is the group that recorded it. Like I think they only have like 1 or 2 albums.
Mm.
That was on their debut, and they have another great track called "It's Another School Day."
Mm.
They were kind of like more bubblegum than Kiss, but
That's
Kiss was
good
a
to-
little bubblegum.
Oh, they got more bubblegum later because I was made for loving you's super disco and
Ooh.
bubblegum, and I love that song.
Yeah.
But you know,
They were even doing bubblegum stuff up until "Lick It Up." Like,
yeah.
there's that whoa woo part of the song, and I'm like, that is so bubblegum record.
Well, they have a lot of
I love it.
they have a lot of hooks in their songs too, like
Yeah.
like
Not too many, but they give
Yeah.
you like 1 hook per song.
Strutter has a hook in it, and like there's well, what do you call it? Detroit Rock City's got a bunch. It's got like
Yeah.
that's like a very it's as close like when they're getting to pop. But again, I've talked about before. I thought Kiss was going to sound like the end of like Black Sabbath when I was a little kid. I'm like, I wanted them to sound like as demonic as possible. And when I heard them, I'm like, this isn't what I thought they were going to sound like. And it was, and then once I started listening to Sabbath, I was like, oh, well, this is what I was looking for as a young, like an 11-year-old.
Who finally sounded the way you thought they was it King Diamond? Who
King
wore the
Diamond
makeup and sounded the way you wanted?
Yeah, definitely. Like the first Merciful Fate album, and then a lot of like Guar was like kind of what I was hoping for too. Just like the ridiculousness and like the blood and stuff like that. I get just how goofy they were. King Diamond's super important to me. Like the Abigail records, like the greatest. I wish someone would make a movie of it. He did the whole thing at Stage AE on his last tour, start to finish. And man, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a show because he did that whole album, and then he came out and he did like 4 Merciful Fate songs, and I was like, I couldn't be happier with the show. It was like one of those shows where I'm like walking out with like an armful of t-shirts, and like, I'm like, oh, well, I wore them all out. There were like holes in them by the time I was done. So I need a new King Diamond shirt because I've worn all the rest out. So I wear the same metal shirts. It's like either Sleep or Sabbath or Maiden or like Acid Witch or a band like that. Like, I don't even have shirts from my last band anymore. I got rid of all of them because they were all
Why?
they were all beat up. They were all filled with holes. I should have kept them, but
Yeah, you don't throw that stuff away.
I know my jacket
Yeah.
has the patch on it still though. Do you have the patches that we did?
I don't think so.
They were the end screen of the Friday the 13th video game. It says you and your friends are dead. Game over, and then it had our logo like hidden in the corner. So a lot of horror merchandise.
Oh, that's abrupt.
Yeah, exactly. It was some good merch.
That's the end of game.
Yeah.
This video you sent me is in the wrong format, and I can't add it to the program.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's the program's fault, not yours. It doesn't take MOV.
Do you want me to convert it to something?
Yeah, if you can convert it to an MP4.
Yeah, let me see if I can do it. Give me a second.
All right.
I'll send it to you.
The Ballad of Lisa's Revenge.
Yes. I have to remember what email I sent it to you from. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. I just sent you the audio for it, though. I didn't send you video. I think I just sent you the audio.
Oh, well, then forget it. We can't do that.
Yeah, I did send you the other one. Are you good with the...
Well, I was thinking about that. Shouldn't we show that after the movie? Because it's got a lot of exposition in it.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
I
we
don't know. Like,
found
I'll show it if you want.
No, I think it's better after the movie. We're going to show a comparison between Axe and another movie that came out recently that it is very similar to. So get ready. After the show, we'll share it.
You could say what it is. Right?
Yeah, well, okay. As you're watching it, if you've seen Pearl, there's a lot of Axe and Pearl, to the point where I was like, it's shot for shot. And I found some proof of this online, so I was very excited about that. Yeah. And I'm excited to drink tonight because I made both drinks. I already drank one of them. The maggots drink for Flesh Feast is disgusting. It literally looked like maggots, and I pounded it, and you'll see on the video. It's pretty fun.
Did you retch after you drank it?
No, I did. Yeah, it's in the video. I go, oh, because I was not ready for it to be so hot. Almost like it was pretty burny.
Let's do the ad gallery, I guess.
What a double feature, huh? I
Yeah,
love Madhouse, so I think that's a great double feature.
me too. It's good stuff, and I love that it played the United States.
Yeah.
Definitely not a movie that I guess was as widely remembered by the general public. Probably not
Hmm.
Horror of Dracula or some other Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing film, but Madhouse, Vincent Price rather,
Yeah.
was Madhouse. But
I love his
you know,
makeup in it. It's every Vincent Price movie though, right? It's like he's been wronged and he's gonna
yeah,
kill people in
Eater of
fantastic.
Blood.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't. Who cares? Like if it works, like let's keep going with it.
Paul Naschy, that's what he did.
That half price I sent it to you had the Naschy Blu-ray set for $29. I was like, oh. Like on a day. This is what always happens. Like on a day when I don't have a lot of money and I've spent a lot on movies, like this is when it happens, right? Oh man.
I have to put these comments from Nora up because she's in the YouTube app.
Yeah.
Feeling alienated, probably.
How about that Belmont logo?
I know. It's just genius. And I can't believe that this movie played so many places as Lisa instead of Axe, because Axe really flooded the market.
Yeah.
But Lisa was out there. Speaking of Theater of Blood, there we
Oh
go.
man.
And man, can we use him now? Bruce Lee, Return of the Dragon.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon. It's Bruce Lee.
It says Lee though.
I know. Oh, what monster could have done this?
What marketing genius could have thought of that?
Yeah. You'll die to Horror of Dracula with this? Wow.
Yeah, that's old school.
This poster is very Tales from the Crypt. Like, doesn't it look like
You think?
yeah, like an old dark house kind of movie? And it's really not. Like it's closer to just personally, I think it's closer to Dan said it is a Bruce Lee flick. Okay, cool. What do you call it? It feels like very much a little Texas Chainsaw, a little that kind of feel. Last House on the Lefty.
Sure, yeah. That's the thing that I think of when
Yeah.
I see it. That kind of film,
Yeah.
not this kind of movie.
No, I don't think of it. This looks like a ghost story kind of thing, but that's cool. I mean, let's play with perception.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Defy expectations.
Dream the impossible, as Zodiac Mind Warp once said.
Look at this. As late as 1982, there it is as Lisa.
Oh,
With Beyond the Door, Cardiac Arrest, which is one of those hospital horror films that was not Halloween 2 or Visiting Hours. And Velvet Vampire squeezed in there too. Don't overlook that.
How about Screen One?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's 4 super solid movies. Like, how much weed was smoked at the other? Both of them, right?
Both of them, really.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But I mean,
the first one definitely.
like that's awesome. Blues Brothers being last is crazy. Like cool, right? I mean, they're all winners there. Velvet Vampire would be probably the one I'd be most excited to see at a drive. I'd love to see that at a drive-in. I love Stephanie Rothman. Her stuff's so weird. Terminal Island's also great too. Like I love her stuff.
Isn't Pam Grier in that?
Uh
There's somebody in Terminal Island that I always get really
remember.
excited that they're in this movie.
I love that movie because it's very Escape from New York. Like that people all get put on an island and
Yeah.
they can't get out. Yeah. Scene 1 is missing. Mike said Screen 1 is missing that monkey movie with Tony Danza. How couldn't Tony
What movie
Danza,
was that?
how couldn't Tony Danza be a crossover star and be a movie star?
Because he couldn't make it as a boxer.
He could. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Sorry, Tony.
Tony. I just typed in Tony Danza monkey. Going Ape from 1981.
There you go.
I wonder.
Now
Here's
I
a
remember.
now.
Not to be confused with Going Coconuts, starring the Osmonds.
Oh my god. I wonder if its director did anything. Jeremy Joe Krosenberg. Oh. he wrote Every Which Way But Loose. So that gave him the license to make Going Ape. He was like, yeah, I know all about monkey movies. We don't need Clint Eastwood. We got this young Tony Danza. And that's where the story ends.
Another view of the Lisa Madhouse double.
Wow. I love that axe. It's such a nice piece of clip art there. And I like how it's bisecting the S.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's embedded in the A in the new ad campaign, which I
Oh.
guess we can also bring up.
wow.
Dun, dun, dun. Here it is
Oh.
reinvented as a co-feature with The Child.
Oh.
Yes, Nora. That The Child.
Oh my God. There's so many things in this ad, Bill, I want to bring up.
Yeah. I left that bottom part on there because we have to talk about that.
The 2000 Maniacs played with those two movies. That's like, what a night of movies. And then the farmer and taxi driver together is pretty awesome. I mean, I'm all for that.
Mhm.
The Fama. I'm all for the Fama and that. Wow. Oh, what a beautiful poster, huh?
That's a really good view of it. Usually you don't see that much detail. So I had to include this one.
That's the same one that's on the Severin cover. Has that. Also, having that Harry Novak's name above the title is pretty great.
Harry Novak presents.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Axe.
Oh, the shock show of the year.
Yeah, look at how many theaters this was in.
Oh my
Obviously, this
God.
was Los Angeles. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
that's
still.
that's so many prints of both of those movies.
What's crazy about it is there is a potential that people could go to the movies. People do go to the movies unsure what they're going to see. And they'd
Yeah.
say, okay, let's go see these two. And could you imagine being confronted by Axe and the Child unprepared for what you're about to get? A pristine print too. Like the first time you've seen it in a theater, like that it's been seen by a lot of people and you're sitting there to see it. That's
They didn't know what
amazing.
they had
Oh my God.
until it was gone.
Yeah. I don't know what I got, just this song.
I was trying. Who was that? Was that Cinderella?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Sure is that an underrated band of they kind of got lumped into the hair metal bands, but I think that they're way better than that. So Heartbreak Station's a great record. So I'll fall on my sword for Cinderella.
Well,
I
they
guess.
definitely latched onto the hair metal thing. They
Everybody
weren't trying
had
to make
to.
you think they weren't hair metal.
Yeah, exactly. They were the makeup. They did it. Oh, wow. Look at that.
This was really cute. I had to put this in there from
Yeah.
Louisville.
Yeah. Wow.
Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon, which is, of course, the Mansion of Madness.
Oh, wow.
The director of Alucarda.
Oh, yeah. Wow. This is a night of. Did we create this lineup and go back in time and play it so that we can see it at a drive-in? And then later we'll find out that it was us that built the time machine.
Well, it must happen in the future because I don't have memory of that. So hopefully this is something
that we do.
This is what we'll take credit for. Like, no, we won't change the world. We'll just go back and put this screening together.
Yeah.
South Park.
We could do a lot of things to make things better, but all we wanted to do was go to the drive-in and back at the South Park. So
we'll kidnap a younger Roger Braden who won't know who we are, and we'll think we're just, creepy old guys.
Yeah. Someday, Roger, you will love these movies.
All right. What else do we have in this gallery? Ooh, look at this beautiful thing.
Oh, I love that vertical font for Axe. That is, man.
I nabbed that for our final ad for this week, in case you didn't notice.
The other thing I learned is that this played in the UK as California Axe Massacre. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's supposedly played as the Virgin Slaughter in some places too.
I haven't found that.
Yeah. Me either. Like, I've never seen anything for it, but I've read that it played under that title. But I was hoping that, you'd find something there. Friedel, who made this, felt that Novak's title didn't have the subtlety, surprise, and irony of his intended title, but that it certainly sold under that name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that was something that Harry Novak knew better than the director.
Yeah. Harry Novak's like, what? They're calling it Lisa Lisa. Nah, it's called Axe. Let's just go.
Although the child is a little ambiguous for Harry Novak.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. He has the best. We talked about it on Tarantino show, the best title of all time. Wham Bam, Thank You, Spaceman. I mean, is there a better title in a movie? Texas Chainsaw Massacre is good. Wham Bam, Thank You, Spaceman. I mean, I do like Davey's comment here. So you're watching action, you take a sigh of relief, saying to yourself, "At last, total terror." Exactly. After that, then you're like, "Hey, let's go play hide and go kill with the child."
No, that's not what we're watching second tonight.
No, but I'm just saying at this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
when it was
what if we were doing that? What if we were unprepared? People were like, no, we're just going to do the child. Fuck it. No. Flesh Feast is too good. We're ready. Bill, this is a Bill night at the theater. Oh my God. Except that Hollywood Hillside Strangler art is not from Hollywood Hillside Strangler. It's from Mardi Gras Massacre.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what it's? I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I was going to say Sorority House Massacre. Wrong massacre.
When I see the fact that I could pull that ad out, by the way, sight unseen, suggests the level of problems that I have. So
I don't call those problems, Sam.
No, there is not a stinker in this bunch. Oh my God. Mausoleum. Imagine it's like midnight and Mausoleum kicks off and you're like, I've already seen 2 wild movies. And you're like, yeah, but Demons is the 4th strike.
Yeah.
You get 4 strikes in this game of baseball. You don't get 1.
Jesus.
You get 4 strikes. You get 4 strikes.
I hope, I guess they did put Axe first in this lineup because they were like, let's get, and Hollywood Hillside Strangler too. That is the most beautiful movie where nothing happens that I think I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
But Mausoleum and Demons are batshit crazy. So put those last.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that Demons is the last movie? And then like, as it's like the middle of the night, you're confronted with the end of Demons, like, and stuff's still playing over the credits. And as cars are pulling out, what a magical world that is. Like, oh,
that girl that lives at the end, she doesn't live at the end.
Oh my God. And Bob shows up. The greatest ending. Like, I love that it's like, yeah, that's how we do it.
They seemed utterly prepared for the apocalypse too, considering that this happened like several hours beforehand. They look like they've been driving around for weeks.
I want those characters to be in a movie. Like, I was hoping Demons 2 would be those characters and what happens to them. That would be really cool.
Someone should make an AI sequel to Demons like that.
That's the thing. Like, I don't want to push AI, but on the other hand, like, if it can do things like that, then I'm good. Oh my God, Bill.
This is a UK lineup, obviously, with California Axe Massacre and Horror of Death, which is
I don't know. What is Horror of Death? I was wondering.
The Asphyx.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. And it did play the UK. Unfortunately, I don't have any picture ads, but The Child was a co-feature in the UK too, under the title Zombie Child, which is what it played there as. But here's one I captured with Horror of Death.
How about, okay, there's so much good stuff in this, right?
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Zombie,
well, maybe with Kramer versus Kramer.
But in The Jazz Singer, which is one of the worst movies ever, but I love it because of how bad
I like The Jazz Singer. Kramer versus Kramer is a bummer.
No, yeah, but Zombie playing with Bloody Birthday is pretty wild. That feels like backward though, because like I think after Zombie, you're like, what can Bloody Birthday bring us?
That's not Zombie.
Zombie Creeping Flesh, I thought was Zombie.
No, that's Zombie Flesh Eaters is Zombie.
Oh, what's Zombie Creeping Flesh?
This is Virus, aka Night of the Zombies.
Oh my, the Bruno Mattei one?
Yes.
Oh well, same problem, perhaps even more so. Like, where are you going to go after that movie? Like,
yeah,
I know you don't like that movie as much as me, but I love it. But I think of all these movies, Kentucky Fried Movie and Cinderella, the adult Cinderella would 100% be my pick.
The other Cinderella.
The other
they
Cinderella.
call it here.
A Cinemax After Dark on repeat movie.
The Brits are so dainty about it.
Oh, they are. Like, hey, just so you know, this is not that Cinderella. This is the other Cinderella. Oh,
Right.
Yeah. It's a double X program. But Kentucky Fried Movie doesn't, I guess maybe because Catholic High School Girls in Trouble, maybe it deserves it. There's a lot of rough stuff in Kentucky Fried Movie.
Well, no, the X is an equivalent of an R.
Oh, okay.
In the UK.
Do you know how many times I watched Kentucky Fried Movie on HBO? Like in the thousands.
Yeah.
Why didn't I just tape it? Who knows? Every time it was on, I'd watch it. I tried to get my wife to watch it, and she said, "It's stupid. Why am I going to waste my time with it?" I said, "Oh, you know."
Anyhow, there we go. And here's another California Axe Massacre. I guess this is another night of the same lineup with one less movie.
Take a trip to California, your one-way ticket to terror. I like that they put a little ticket on this ad. They got creative. Land of sun-drenched dreams and blood-drenched nightmares. Wow.
Was Mausoleum in California? I guess.
Does it ever say?
No, I'm not really sure if they ever identify where they are.
Like, it has roller skating in it. It's from California.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
a good sign.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, those kids love to roller skate out there. I mean, roller skating was everywhere at that time. I mean, we had a roller rink in Elwood City. So,
well, the impact of Xanadu was impossible to underestimate. I mean,
I had my 4th grade birthday party there, and it was great because I just played Moon Patrol the whole time on skates.
Moon Patrol. Oh my God, I love that game.
Yeah.
I never got enough time on Moon Patrol.
It's a great game. I think it still holds. It's still challenging. It's super challenging. Yeah. That arcade. Oh, you know what? That's the other sign I saw at Hobby Lobby. They had a big Galaga sign that moved when you walked past it. And I was like, fuck, I kind of want that.
Isn't it Galaga?
Yeah, probably. But is it Galaxian or Galaxian? These are the Galaxian.
Galaxina.
Galaxina. Yeah. These are the problems.
Who knew she had her own video game?
Oh, I wish. I want that movie to be a million times better than it is. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, but it never is. It never. Oh my God.
I forgot about these ones. These are like little bone. I was about to end the ad segment, but here they are.
These are little boners is more like it with Hitchhike to Hell. I love the Kidnap Co-ed played with Axe. Wow. There's a lot.
Frederick Friedel Night at the Movies.
I like that Triple Shockorama gets spread out like that. Come get terrorized.
Yeah.
We furnish a sound speaker for each car. Come on out and get terrorized. You could say that back then.
At last, total terror.
Yeah.
It needs to be said more often.
Oh my God. What is happening in this night? Look at this night.
To think I almost didn't show this one, Sam.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know how you didn't, because there's like a cute black cat. This has all the hallmarks of a Bill favorite. It's got clip art thrown in. It's got the child in it, and then
spooky skull.
Yeah, spooky skull. I just remembered Mama's first feature. I mean, this is a good night. Frankenstein's Castle of Freaks is
Victor Buono and the Mad Butcher.
Oh yeah,
give me some.
Yeah, it feels like you picked this lineup. This is a very Bill lineup here. Man, not well, some may disagree in the chat. Not a stinker in the bunch. This is good.
David caught that dismembered mistake that it's dismember if we're gonna be technical. But some typesetter got a little overzealous.
It's like, throw an extra ED on it. We don't need to look it up. Oh, yes.
Look at this lineup at the Phoenix.
Oh, my God. I'm already set with screen one.
Yeah. You can't. Another night where you can't go wrong. Beyond and Back and Mysterious fucking Monsters.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, but Axe, Child, and the Fama together.
The Fama.
the Fama all together. And then you have like, hey, for the science fiction kids, and Worlds Collide, War of the Worlds, and Stepford Wives. Yeah. I know that I saw Pete's Dragon and No Mobile at the Spotlight 88. I am 100% sure that we saw that.
No
And
mobile.
No Mobile. Oh, I went back and I watched a lot of those Disney movies. Like, yeah, like I agree with Jenny. Darby O'Gill, the real horror. I saw that, and I know I saw the Apple Dumpling Gang at the drive-in. What is ecstasy? What was playing? Oh, okay.
This must have been an older
Yeah.
comment. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
Beyond
mean,
and Back and Mysterious Monsters feels like the screen. Well, no. I mean, obviously, Axe, the Child, and the Fama, but the Beyond and Back and Mysterious Monsters is.
Yeah, if it's not Axe, it's gonna be Mysterious Monsters and Beyond and Back, because I saw both of those movies in the theater. Shit, my 7-year-old
God.
pants.
Did you go to a four-walled theater to see him?
Yeah, well,
my
wasn't
God.
it all?
Yeah, it was all. Yeah,
I did see it in a theater. Yeah, my grandma would take me to matinees to stuff like that because it's rated G.
Yeah.
What did she know? She's like, let's go to the movies.
I found out from my interview that that was definitely they went out of their way to make G movies because they realized that more families could see it, and they could do. You were exactly the target audience for it. Bill, that that like grandparents would take their kids to it. Like they focus grouped all that stuff.
Wonder if they ever had to cut the movie to make it a G-rated movie. There
is some stuff in I know the Killing of the President that was too much, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
And that they did cut. They went back and did another cut of that, and he just said it just never did well. And that's one of the few that is you can't find. Like it's never got released to home video or never played. Like when they got their NBC deal to do Classics Illustrated, a lot of the, Beyond and Back and in Search of Historic Jesus, like a lot of those got, Search of Noah's Ark, those all got put in the NBC deal, but not Killing of the President. It's funny because I said, the rumor is always that it came out at the same time that Reagan got shot. And that's why he goes, no, it was just a piece of shit. It didn't do well. And I'm like, cool. Thanks for dispelling my Sun Classics notions.
Well.
Okay.
This is faint-worthy right here.
Right, yeah. Oh my God.
Earl Owensby, right in the middle of it.
Oh my God. Yeah, the 3D Wolfman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is a perfect night.
Deep Red, and of course our feature tonight, Axe.
I want everybody to only refer to Deep Red as the Hatchet Murders. I want people to use ball in sentences more, and I want the Hatchet Murders to be what people refer to it as. But
even though there's only one murder in the movie that technically, I guess, could be called a hatchet.
Exactly. But it's like, but people say, I think Deep Red's my favorite Argento, and I always say, you mean the Hatchet Murders? And they just look at me like I'm a lunatic. I love this ad because it really feels very slipshod. It feels like just like nothing was even glued down. Like they didn't understand how to use rubber cement. You know what I mean? Like it was like,
well, it's a little one and it's blown up large size, so they probably thought nobody would notice.
This looks like when I first started doing key art when I was in art school, and I was like, I don't know how to use the wax machine. That's what this ad looks like, and I love it for that. I love it that like the Parkway didn't finish. Like the loop has a little bit of white. There was type above the Tonight that they didn't get rid of. Yeah, it had a white out around the R so that the R would fit in. It's great. Oh, this is beautiful. In its imperfection, it has become beautiful.
Look at those marks on the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure what did that.
It may have
the machine.
It may have been that there's so much black in this that the printing press picked it up when it was moving it through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes
I think you're right.
Yeah. Wow. Because there was so much black that, there's the things that fold. The ink was still wet and it just made a smeary mess. Oh, looks so good. I'm so excited that Wolfman played a movie that has tons of 3D stuff. Of course, Daryl, I don't know what Halloween is. I only call it The Babysitter Murders. Just I want that to be called.
I love that Jamie Lee Curtis movie, The Babysitter Murders.
Oh, The Babysitter Murders. Yes. We, by the way, if you listen to the Making Tarantino show, Bill and I discuss about Jamie Lee Curtis's wig for an extended period, and we remember we were trying to figure out what the urban legend we were trying to start, Bill. That's the urban legend.
That is the urban legend. Okay, sorry.
We're trying to start the urban legend that Jamie Lee Curtis's wig from Halloween 2 is the same wig that Stallone wears in Nighthawks. So if anyone asked you about, put that up on IMDb right now. I want like 6 people to put it on the trivia section on IMDb, and we just tell all your film friends, like, I can't believe it. Like, they were trying to find a wig that would fit Stallone, and they just finished Halloween 2, and someone ran the wig over and handed it to him.
They're like, yeah, this looks like Lindsay Wagner.
Yeah,
from behind.
Compared to the last ad, this ad is very professional. Like, this ad looks nice. Nothing's blown out. You know what I mean? Like, this ad looks great. At last, Total Terror. Thank you.
Tick, tick, tick has a K at the end of it.
Yes, it does.
It's like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
You get the tick and the tack, and you automatically get the dough, Wink Martindale.
Come on. Oh, tick, tick, tick. I like when movies use sound effects for their titles, like boom.
Or
I mean, well, that's the best one.
Don't say it, hiss it.
Hiss it. I agree with David. Let's reboot the Halloween franchise with just Jamie Lee's wig. Kind of like that movie Rubber that was about a tire. It's just about her wig, and that it's seen too much. And the hat, that it battles the hat that's on the wall.
Hey, I bought my wig at the Diana shop with a purse to match. My hairpiece is so hot it sets off fire alarms.
Mike, I agree that he takes the wig off before he shoots Ricker Horror, because he has to like show how smart he is by doing it. Also,
I would have shown my face too. I'd be like, "You bitch, I got you."
And also that he was smart enough to get a Ziploc baggie and put the gun in a baggie.
You would have to. It never occurred to me.
Yeah, that he had to put in, but that is Jamie Lee Curtis's wig that he's wearing. Did you know that?
Yes. It's totally her wig from Halloween 2. It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
I have a certificate of authenticity somewhere. I lost it, but it proves that wig is the same wig from Nighthawks.
At that half price, there was a poster of Ant-Man, and my friend Sloss collects Marvel posters. And it had, like, I said, hey, it has a certificate of authenticity. It was only $400. I said, and Michael Douglas, noted erotic thriller jerk, Michael Douglas signed it, and I sent it to him. He goes, I already looked at my authenticity site. He goes, that's not the autographs. And he like went through and explained the loops on this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I sent you one picture from across the room. Like, you could come out and look at the poster at least. He's like, no, I'm not going to waste my money on that. And I was like, God, my friends. Certificate of, I mean, every prop wig needs a certificate of authenticity. How do we not know that Jamie Lee wore that wig?
Well, it's more like I'm thinking, how else could I prove?
That's why Stallone takes it off in Nighthawks, because he takes it off not to show. Stallone takes it off and goes, oh yeah, it is her wig. But they cut that line out.
He was figuring it out.
Yeah, and he was like, is it Jamie Lee's wig? Keep punching. And it wasn't.
Hey, let's do the drink segment. Although obviously we started ahead of everybody else, but let's do it.
We're making a drink for Axe, and it's named after the original title of the movie, Lisa Lisa. And here it is. It's pretty simple. Ounce of vodka, ounce of peach schnapps, 4 ounces of your tea of choice. I'm using Turner's Diet Lemon flavor. If you don't live in Pittsburgh, I'd be able to find Turner's, but any tea, sweeter the better. 5 ounces lime juice, and let's go with a 1/4 ounce of honey. And that's it. You're gonna put it all in a glass.
There's my honey.
That's me. And then the honey might be easier to put just straight into the drink, or if you're gonna mix it with the lime like we did, just give it a little stir before you put it in so that you get some viscosity to your honey.
Viscosity?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
That it's like fully liquid and not hard.
Viscosos.
I only know it from wrestling, so I used to always talk about viscosity and thermal breakdown in oil, in motor oil, on one of the ads for WWF. So, here we go. We have this lovely Lisa Lisa. This is for some sipping during this North Carolina regional film.
Wrong coast.
Wrong coast, North Carolina. Here we go. Oh, Pazuzu, that's wonderful.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Mona Lisa, men have named you.
They have. Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece.
Piece of shit. Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
That was a great song at the end.
That's from Popstar. If you guys haven't seen Popstar, it has some of the best songs ever.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about how this was filmed in Charlotte, North Carolina, or somewhere thereabouts. Because there was an ad back in there. I forgot to point it out. They said filmed locally in Charlotte.
Yeah. And I love both movies tonight are regional horror movies, which is exciting. I love, as you know, I mean, isn't that what this whole show is? Yeah, I should have made the call, Jam. But I didn't.
There's always tomorrow
There
or
is.
later tonight. There's still 2 more segments to go. So
Yeah, exactly. But I love whenever people say like a movie made, right here, and it's like, we kind of started getting into that on the show too. Like, of how many Pittsburgh movies did we throw out that we love, like all in a row?
Well, yeah. Oh, you mean Phil's show?
Yeah, we talked about Striking Distance for at length as well.
Go check it out if you haven't already. It's the new episode of Making Tarantino, the podcast with host Philip Duke. Go watch it. Sam and I were guests talking about Demonoid, one of our favorite obsessions, and I'm sure one of yours too. Samantha Egger's eyes in Demonoid and her giant bee girl sunglasses all get mentioned.
All her outfits. And I found out about her. She had her own makeup person, and it's not what you would expect, which was a lesson for all of us. And we also talked about the planned sequel, The Demonoid, in this episode as well. Bill also, that Ghost Host shirt is amazing, by the way, that you're wearing. It's
thank you.
A beautiful shirt.
He's actually on it. He just sort of like fades into view below the logo. God, Ghost Host, it would have been on soon. It came on at 11 o'clock or 11:30, I can't remember, on 22 WPTT Pittsburgh.
The Pit.
Yeah, it was a Baltimore show, actually.
Yeah.
Beamed in from Baltimore, and we had our own version of it though. Like the stuff that was showing in Baltimore wasn't showing here. They had different movie packages.
And he's also Captain Pitt, right? And Captain Chesapeake. It's
the
same guy. Yeah.
It is. George. His last name is going to escape me. I'm sorry, but he was both characters. A terrific dude, and it was just such a weird thing to find on a UHF black and white TV with a tiny little screen in my bedroom, and I was like, "What cool shit can I watch here in my bedroom?" Ghost Host.
Yeah.
So that was the timing was perfect. That was when WPTT went on the air in 1979.
When they went on the air, they really played great. They played kickboxing. They played do you know what I mean? It was just like roller derby still. They had like a syndicated roller derby show. They had I think, but that's kind of what was interesting to us probably. To normal folks, they were like, what are these shows? And to us, it was like, because, 50, we also, at that point, Pittsburgh had 2 independent channels. They had 53 and 22. And that picked up syndicated stuff. And God, we got the best stuff.
All right. So the link to go watch Axe is on Groovy Doom, and I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, that's it.
Unless you're watching the Severin one, which I'll bring up again. It's this is one of my favorite releases they did because it has all, it has his 3 films in it, and it's a great set. They compare his films to David Lynch and Terrence Malick on the back cover. Your mileage may vary when you watch this, but yeah. And he did.
I don't think it's unfair.
No,
I don't think that's unfair.
And then he did commentaries for those 2 movies, and Stephen Thrower did the Bloody Brothers commentary as well. So that's kind of cool. And there's a Stephen Thrower feature where he talks about Axe on this too. So as I saw that Chris mentioned, this Axe gets a big mention in Nightmare USA.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So go watch the movie and come back afterwards. We'll have segment 2 ready for you on the DIA-DF. How awesome is it we get to do 2 movies tonight?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.